All right, all right, all right. It is Friday, which means another day of building Art Helper AI in public. What is Art Helper AI? It is our new AI writing and everything app. In short, it's an art helper. It is to help you make growing your art, your photography, your creative business just a little bit easier. Comment aha for early VIP access. I'm going to pin this comment. Anyone that's watching on Facebook or Instagram that wants to get early access for Art Helper certainly can. And per usual, what I've been doing on these sessions is grabbing one of you guys as a guinea pig and starting to work on your images in real time, and we see how it goes. So who's going to be my guinea pig today? And what it'll allow me to do is just kind of show off how we're thinking early on about how Art Helper can help you guys essentially just be better at your jobs. It's hard to grow an art photography business, a creative business, and it's especially hard if you have to do everything and wear all the doggone hats all the time. So we're trying to fix that. So who on here on Instagram is going to allow me to go and download images from their profile right now? I need my guinea pig, and then we will get into this and I'll start doing some explanations. And it can literally be any of you. It's just, all right. All right, busy. I'll take that. All right, so guys, I got to search up. Do any of you guys have kids? Do you guys know that like kids, instead of search, they say search up? Like, hey, dad, search up. You know, just get off my lawn. I'm getting old, you guys. Search up. What does that even mean? All right. Is it busy biz? Well, you only have one thing on here. 78. You only have one post. I can't use you. I need someone else. All right. We'll grab Candace. Candace underscore Gray. Is that going to find her? Candace underscore Gray underscore Cobb. It's so hard to type these things in. Candace underscore, if I could spell. Just bear with me, you guys. I promise we will be getting to the show in short order here. Candace underscore Gray. There's just so many names in there. I can't copy off of this one thing and go into the other, so it makes me do this whole song and dance. All right. Candace underscore Gray underscore Cobb underscore arts. There, found her. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Candace's profile and I'm going to download, I'm going to download like 3 or 4 images. And, you know, this is one of the things that I love about Art Helper is, you know, what an overwhelming thing for you guys to think that you have like, you know, 15 images, okay? And you've created the images and you don't necessarily have a title sorted out yet in your mind of what titles you want to use, of what descriptions you want to use, and of what, you know, what language across the board, right? So I just downloaded, you know, call it like 6 images from Candace's profile. I'm now going to import these things into Art Helper. All right. And it shows how quickly this thing will start processing your images and start putting you in a better place to actually be ready to market them. And, you know, I find that everybody's feeling and opinion and desires for how AI will work is a little bit different. And I think that's totally awesome. Some people are just like, you know what? I don't ever want to write image descriptions. I don't ever want to write image titles. And let's be honest, if you guys were represented by a gallery, do you think the gallery would let you title and do the descriptions on the images? Absolutely not. They would do them for you because they know better the language that is going to sell. And it's very unique set of circumstances, what we would call a unicorn, that someone is really, really talented at art and also really, really talented at creative writing, right? That's not like, those are not something that's seen often in the wild. So what I've done, for those of you guys that haven't seen Art Helper AI, is it's basically a beautiful graphical user interface that takes what AI can already do, and then we've incorporated some of the things that are unique to us that we have learned over our 10 years in business about how art sells and what some of that language needs to be. And so instantaneously, you can see all of our images are up and have been uploaded. And when I click on one, what's really cool is the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to generate some wall preview images for you, right? And so here you have 3 wall preview images, okay, that have been generated on the fly without her having to do anything. Boom, they're done. You can see also that our AI has scanned the image and come up with some potential tags that she can use for Instagram, or she can use for her website, or she can use for other places. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the menu here, and we call these things sparks, okay? But what it's going to do, I'm going to start out with a product title, okay? And instantaneously, what Art Helper AI is going to do here is it is going to start writing a product title for this piece, and not just a product title. It is going to cycle through some options here. It's going to do some artistic short titles. You can probably see these are going through now. It is going to do some long titles, okay? And it is also going to do some SEO titles. Now, the SEO titles are what you would potentially use for your website if you're trying to go after SEO. The long titles, little combination of both, but a little bit more artistry to them and not just pure SEO. Search engine optimization titles is what SEO stands for. And then on the top are the short titles, which are the ones that I really like, which are the ones that work well for social media, right? And so you can see autumn embrace, leaf sympathy, nature's canvas, vibrant decay, textured whispers. So already right out of the gates, it's given us some really good and helpful, useful titles. But what we haven't done yet is attempted to tune the voice. Anyone that's used AI right off the shelf, one of the problems is inherent in it is like it's serving multiple masters, right? Like the AI is trying to be all things for all people at the time. And so it just gets to be, the language gets to be very wordy and verbose and not really effective in my estimation. So what I love about this is that Art Helper AI right out of the box gives you the ability to tune your voice from a blend of tags on how you want to discuss your art, on how you want to mention your art, right? And so let's say I want Candace to be friendly, I want her to be passionate, and I want her to be empathetic. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'm going to come back to the product title, okay? And I'm going to scroll very down to the bottom. I'm going to say clear section and start over. And what it's going to do is Art Helper AI is now taking that blend of tags, okay? And it is tuned Candace's voice to be in that blend. And so it's something you can experiment with, but once you save the tuned voice, it is going to run that tuned voice across the entire stack for you, which is just so helpful, because it'll give you a consistent voice profile across all the images that you're processing, right? Which is just an amazing thing. And so let's just see what I've got here. Leafy layers, nature's tapestry, golden whispers. Golden whispers is the one that's jumping out at me right away. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to edit the details of the image, and I'm going to go ahead and save that title in there. And now I've got a saved title directly on top of this image ready to go. Now let's go down, and instead of a product title, let's get a product description. And I love this portion of product description that we have going on here, because what it does is it takes what you guys don't want to do, i.e. use language that is encouraging people to understand that this is a piece that is for sale, okay? Most of you guys, when you write about your art, you write about it passionately, but you don't include the type of language that sort of leads the user, okay, leads the reader into understanding this is not just a pretty picture. This is a pretty picture that belongs on your wall. You should think about buying it. And there's some sort of lead-in language that we've incorporated into the AI, okay? Yeah, that'll make you guys better writers, in the sense that, like, again, like let's say Candace was in a gallery. She would take this piece to the gallery, and the gallerist would be like, this is beautiful. Candace, do you have any ideas about the title? And Candace could say, I had some ideas, but I'm open to what you think. And the gallerist is going to write language that makes it abundantly clear that this is not a pretty picture. This is art for sale. It will look beautiful on your wall. Let's go, right? Let's go. So what I can do is I can come down here and now copy the description, okay? And I'm going to edit the details, and I'm going to paste this description in, and I'm going to save it. And so what I now have, I forgot to take out this part. Just bear with me. Okay, save. So what I've done in, a matter of just seconds, okay, is I'm now looking at her image with the title and with the description. And this title and description, the way that we set this up, you guys, it sort of synthesizes sort of what a blog post would look like, sort of what it would look like on your website, sort of what it would look like in a social media post, right? Like you can see the description has been truncated, no different than a caption would be on Instagram, right? And what I love about this is like no one is saying that this is going to be the title for Candace's piece and that's it, and it's not up for debate and it's not up for negotiation. You've got something though, right? Like something is done here. You have a title and you have a description on this piece, and you could take it to social media and see how it works, right? But what I love is like I am a visual person, and I need to like, if I'm going to sell this and I'm your gallerist, this is exactly what I want to see. I want to see the title. I want to see the description. I want to see what it's going to look like on various different walls, right? And in this case, the colors on this are absolutely beautiful, right? It's all set up and it's all dialed in. And people are asking me if it's going to change the title on the Art Storefront store. We're working on that. We have so many things that we need to do with all of this, right? But what's amazing about this, okay, is one, that amount of work to just get a description and get a title is like brain power. When you're starting with a blank page, that's hard. That's like really, really hard to do. Who wants to do that, Now it's done. And what I'm finding is whether or not I decide to go with Golden Whispers, whether or not I decide to go with this description, okay, it's done. And there's like some sort of mental baggage that I'm now past, okay? I'm now past the mental baggage of that. It's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. That is what I'm feeling when I do this. Because whether I go with this or not, I have something, right? I have something. And if I go back to Candace's profile, and let's just find this beautiful leafy image. What was her description on this? She doesn't have one. There isn't one at all here that I'm seeing. There's no caption at all. And why is there no caption? Probably because she's busy, right? She's busy and didn't have time to get a beautiful description in there. And I would still rather have you post the thing than not post the thing because the caption wasn't done. But what I would do, Candace, is I would come back to Art Helper. Okay. Instead of just this, and this is what I love about this is like Instagram is the most important platform for artists to be marketing on right now. Okay. And you've done a bunch of work here, but you're not getting as much ROI out of the work as you could. Okay. And so what you can do is come right into this image, Candace, after you've processed it in Art Helper. Okay. You come right into this image and you delete this post. Get it out of there. Okay. Yeah, it's got 150 likes. That's great, but I don't care. What you do is you come back to Art Helper, you download this wall preview image. Okay. You download this wall preview image, and it takes 2 seconds. Those images are now downloaded, and you download the third wall preview image. Then what you do is you go back to Instagram, okay, after you've deleted this, and instead of the individual image, you upload all 4 of these, and you now have a beautiful carousel. And not only do you upload all 4 of these, you come right in here and you grab the description, okay, and you paste this is the caption, okay. And I might format this a little bit, and you could paste this as the caption. In a matter of minutes, what's going to happen as a result of that, you guys, is because you've given this additional context to Instagram, Instagram has more information about how to understand what this piece is. It now knows it's not just a random image. It now knows it's art. It now knows the themes that it has. And what Instagram, with that extra context, will do, okay, is it will say, I know who I'm supposed to show this post to now. And then it's going to go and show that post to more people than it would have originally. In addition to that, the number one most posted thing on Instagram are individual image posts. Okay. Instagram, we're going to have to go into my analogy here because it's really important you guys hear this, because this is not intuitively understood by most people. Okay. TikTok changed everything for Instagram. All right. So what did TikTok change? TikTok came up with this notion of showing posts to people that they don't follow. TikTok started stealing a bunch of users from Instagram. So Instagram's like, we need to copy TikTok, and they did, and this has been fantastic, okay? Because what it does is it shows content from small creators, i.e. you guys that do not have huge followings, that wouldn't ordinarily see your work, okay? And so how this works, how I like to think of it, my mental framework that I want to impart upon you guys. In the Instagram feed, okay, there are essentially 3 post types. Each post type can either be photo or video, right? There are individual image posts, which either can be photo or video. That's post type number 1. There are carousels, which can be any combination of photo and video. That's post type number 2. And then there are reels. That is post type number 3, right? So if we were looking at our Instagram feed and we just started scrolling it, it is going to be a combination of single image posts. It's going to be a combination of carousel posts, and it's going to be a combination of reels. So the way that Instagram does that, and I think about like the little robots that are like going on the floor at the Amazon warehouse and picking up things and moving them here and there and getting them to ship out, right? Everyone that is posting on Instagram, okay, is essentially putting their post into Instagram's warehouse. And Instagram's warehouse is split up into 3 sections. There's the individual post section, there is the carousel section, and there is the reels section. And what Instagram is doing, its little robot, its algorithm is doing, is it motors into that warehouse and it grabs 1 or 2 regular posts, and it grabs 3 or 4 carousel posts, and it grabs 10 reels posts, and then it comes back and it throws those into the feed. And that's what we see, okay, when we're in our feed in Instagram, when all of us are just scrolling with our thumbs. If those 3 post types, again, posts, carousels, reels, are thought of as like stacks, the individual post stack is all the way up to the ceiling. And then after it goes all the way up to the ceiling, it has like 6 or 7 or 10 or 15 rows. The most posted are individual posts. If we look, okay, if that's that stack, the next stack down would be the carousel posts, and it's the lowest because they're harder, okay? They're harder to create. It takes more work. And so when you realize that, you're like, oh my gosh, if I start doing more carousel posts, I have a lot less competition to getting into the feed because Instagram doesn't have as many to choose from. So again, you know, if Candace goes back and she deletes this leaf post completely, and instead she goes in and grabs these carousel images, okay? If she goes back and deletes this with no caption whatsoever, and she instead goes in and throws this description in, not only is she going to get, okay, additional reach because it's a carousel post, but she's also giving additional context to the algorithm on who to show this post to, right? And, you know, one of the other really, really cool things, I realized I wasn't screen sharing. One of the other really, really cool things is like, okay, so this was her post, right? And there was no caption. Yeah, good, Terry. I appreciate that feedback. That always helps me out. And by the way, you can see what Witro commented. If this looks cool to you guys and you want to get on my VIP list for this, because we're going to release it in a month, all you have to do is leave me a comment that says AHA on Instagram or Facebook. That'll work. Sadly, if you're watching on YouTube or X, you have to visit arthelper.ai and you can get on the list for this. And it's going to be coming really, really soon. So, okay, let's go back to Art Helper. And let's just say that the product description, that's a little bit long. She doesn't want to use that for a caption. You can just have this thing write you a social post, okay? And so what I'm going to have it do right now is write a social post. And why it's doing this, for those that comment aha on here, by the way, after this thing is over, when you go to your direct messages, you'll see a little message from me. You click a couple of buttons and you'll get in there. So now it's written a social media post for me, right? So I could just copy this whole thing, okay? Go back to this post, delete it, create a carousel, and then throw in the social post, right? And then throw in the social post. It's sort of an insane thing to think about how quickly you can do all of that, right? Just how quickly you can do all of that. And Terry, I see your feedback. Like sometimes it is a little terrifying to think about the fact that, you know, oh, okay, it's just automatically doing that. Like that scares me a little bit. But I want to show you guys something. Okay, I want to show you something here. This is important. I've got my cell phone actually up here, and I want to show you, like, you have to take a moment to think about, like, what is the normal user experience like on Instagram, right? In the normal user experience, you guys, is I'm going to add my cell phone to the screen here. The normal user experience is what I'm doing right now, scrolling and looking, scrolling and looking, scrolling and looking, scrolling and looking. Oh, is that cool? Okay. Most people don't look at a single solitary caption at all. They just don't even look. They're just scrolling through and just going, oh, that's interesting. And maybe they like. Every once in a while, they might stop and they might go, huh, okay, there's that, right? They might look a little bit further, they might read the caption, but most of the time it's just scrolling. So what ends up happening as a result of you guys giving the extra context to Instagram is really it's just using that extra context to know who to show, okay, to know who to show that particular post to. And most of the time, they're not even going to read it. And so I see, like, when I scroll down those windows, I see so many are just not taking advantage of it because it's hard to write those long captions. But when you've got it written for you right out of the gates, it's really, really fast and efficient. And that's what I absolutely love about it. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. And, not to mention, like, okay, how long would it take you guys to write captions, to get wall preview images, right? Room mockups for 6 images. Like, it's going to take a lot of time to get that done. But now the fact that I can do this quickly, and obviously this is still the beta version of the software. So we have an incredible amount of stuff planned for how we're going to do the room mockups, the in situ stuff. We're going to have different images. I think we're going to allow you guys to upload your own images. We are going to use color theory so that the furniture and the backgrounds match what's in the image. But the notion of how quickly I can process like an entire catalog, like, this is going to be insane, you guys, on how efficient it's going to make you. How efficient it's going to make you guys as art marketers. And again, like, if I don't want to pick on Candace, but if I go through all of these, how many detailed captions has she written on these images, right? Like, how detailed in the language, and this is a little bit small on the screen. I'm not sharing it, am I? No, I am. Good. Like, how many detailed captions does Candace have on every one of these pieces, right? Like, some of them have good ones and some of them don't, and some of them, are not as thorough as they could be. And now you have so little that you have to do. It's all done for you and it's saved and it's done, right? Like Bison Ballet. I like that. So I can close this, go back to the image, edit it, Bison Ballet. Ballet. If I could spell. Bison Ballet. So now it's saved. And again, it's like, now I can see what that looks like, right? And it's, it's really hard to get this thing to work horizontal orientation or have it be perfect. These things are not supposed to be flooded over. But it's just an amazing, amazing way to get things done. And like, let's say on the Bison Ballet here, like another thing that is really, really hard to do is get an email going after this is done. And it's like, okay, here's the piece. She just finished it. She photographed it. She puts it into Art Helper. She picks her favorite wall preview image. She downloads it just like that. And it's time to go write a new piece email. Okay. And the AI will write an email in which you would introduce this piece to your audience. Okay. But you need images for that, don't you? So boom, there's the original. Boom, there's the wall preview. Boom, you can put a link to your store. In Bison Ballet, I wanted to convey not just the strength and grace of these animals, but also the deep connection they share with their environment. Each brushstroke reflects rhythm of the herd, showcasing their unity and power. The muted palette speaks to the landscape they inhabit, drawing you into a serene yet dynamic moment. That language might not be the language that you guys would use, but you know what it is? It's language if you hired a writer. It's language that a gallerist would use to introduce the piece to their audience, right? And then you can put a little bit additional in there. But for me, knowing how hard all of you guys struggle with marketing, okay, going from blank page to all of this being done is a massive mental load, right? It's a massive mental load. When you can start with some text and then go in and edit and grab a couple of the sentences you like and then add a couple of your own, you are already so far ahead of where you would have been. I mean, I could have, okay, if I was moving quickly and I was running Candace's marketing campaigns for her because she's busy, she's in the studio painting, I would have had a carousel post done. I would have had the piece titled and the description. I would have had it up on her website. Then I would have written an email to her entire collector list before she was even done changing colors on her new piece. Okay. That is how quick I would have had all of that done. And let me tell you, marketing is all about momentum and consistency. When you can move that fast, okay, when you can move that fast, you are truly cooking with gas. Truly, truly cooking with gas. Yeah. So you guys, the program is called arthelper.ai. We're releasing it in mid-December. To get on my VIP list, all you have to do is leave a comment, AHA, AHA, on either Facebook or Instagram, and I will DM you guys information. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, or you're watching it on Twitter, or you're watching it on LinkedIn, you can just hit arthelper.ai and get on the list that way. We're sort of letting in tranches at a time, and we are moving so quick on this thing. Like the amount of features that we have planned to add in here. And I mean, I can show you some of the other features that we already have. Like this is another one that I really, really love. Like, okay, so I took Bison Ballet, right? I gave it a title. I gave it a description. I downloaded some room mockups. I made a social media post, and I just emailed her collectors. What am I going to do next? Next, I'm going to go back into this, and I'm going to go down to a Spark that says Facebook Group Finder, because I don't want to just send this to Candace's collectors, and I don't want to just send this to the people on social media she might reach. What I really want to do is I want to find some additional places. No, Diana, it's arthelper.ai, not .com. So arthelper.ai. What I want to do here, okay, is I want to go find some Facebook groups that I know probably love bison, okay, and find them, join them, and go share those images there. Because what am I going to find? I'm going to find an audience that's extremely, receptive and loves these beautiful animals. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to bison lovers and join that group. I'm going to go nature and wildlife conservation, bison herds and habitat, bison advocacy and awareness, watercolor artists unite, right? So it automatically goes and it finds groups for me on Facebook, okay, that I can join and potentially post this image. And what that's going to do is that's going to give additional reach to the image. It's going to get additional eyeballs on the image. And it lets me start being proactive about my marketing for this particular image, because sharing it on social media, you guys, is not enough. And so we start to get into these notions of like workflows, right? And like what our potential marketing workflow might look like and could look like. And, I know by providing all of this to you guys and just like leading you down a path, like, again, from image to live on the website with product and description, has room mockups, posted to social media, and not just posted to social media, posted to social media with all best practices, including being a carousel. Then I've emailed her entire email list introducing the new piece. Now I'm in Facebook groups, okay, and I'm joining a couple, and I'm going to go post on those Facebook groups. Then I can also do the same for Reddit. I can say, okay, great, you found me some groups on Facebook. Now go find me some groups on Reddit, right? And so what this is going to do is it's searching Reddit for groups, again, that have to do with bison, okay? And it's hit or miss. Sometimes there are huge groups for your art, sometimes there are not. But let me tell you, trying to search Reddit on your own, or trying to search Facebook on your own, is a huge pain in the you-know-what, okay? So the fact that it will do this for you, okay, and then you're able to just, boom, click right on them, scan the group, see whether or not you like the group. If it looks good, boom, post your image in there, boom, post the description, boom, post a social media caption, however you want to do it. It's cooking with gas. I mean, it's just cooking with gas. It takes a huge chunk out of the difficulty of going from 0 to 1, 0 being no marketing, 1 being quite a bit of marketing, right? And so I'm so excited for how much more efficient and effective this is going to make for the limited time that you guys have to market your work and to get eyeballs on your work and to get the word out and let people know you have art for sale. And I know that if I can get you guys consistently using this application, your art businesses are going to grow. I mean, the success of an art photography creative business in today's day and age literally comes down to how much marketing are you doing and how consistent are you doing it? And like, look, I do this for a job. Okay. You don't think I get overwhelmed? You don't think I get burned out? You don't think I like want to take some time off? That's me all the time. That's all of us. It's really hard to stay at this and stay at this consistently. And so I really believe that as we continue to add additional sparks are like the little things that it can do right now. We're going to make your worlds easier and easier and easier. I mean, how many of you are posting on LinkedIn? What would you even say on LinkedIn? What if you asked us to do a LinkedIn post? You said, hey, I've never posted on LinkedIn. I've got this new piece. I've got this new piece with wall preview images, all of which are done and ready to go. You know, looks beautiful in this room as well. Why don't I just go ahead and go onto my LinkedIn and give this a shot? All you got to do is copy and paste. That's it. And you've done it. You know, you've got something in the water. And again, you know, I have no problem if you guys want to copy this and you want to edit it a little bit so it's a little bit more unique and nuanced to you, right? But it's going to do all of this right out of the gates, which is just so exciting. In addition to that, you know, one of the other things that we're working on is it's got a my profile link in here, right? And our eventual goal with this, you guys, is the ability to insert avatars into the AI outputs. That's a mouthful. What does that even mean? It means, number one, you're going to be able to train the AI by giving it your writing. Okay. It will be able to scan your social media to see how you write. You'll be able to put in your artist statement. Anything that you've written at all, you're going to be able to put it in here and the AI will start getting tuned to how you write. Okay. And that is going to become an avatar inside the application. And so in Candace's case, one avatar is going to be Candace, right? So I want all of the writing to match my voice. Then we're going to give you the ability to have other avatars, right? You could have funny Candace. You could have Candace Gallerist, right? And so you could have someone that writes the hardcore sales language when the situation calls for it. And then you could have funny Candace and normal Candace. And all of that is going to be tunable in here to exactly how you want to write, to the things that you want to say. And once we have that going on, then you are really cooking with gas. I mean, this thing has appropriately been named Art Helper because you are going to get an AI-driven personal assistant that is going to help you market better, quicker, more efficiently. And you know, the majority of the AIs that are off the shelf right now, there's a lot of really awesome ones, but none of them have all of your images, okay, the atomic unit of your business saved in one place and ready to go for you at all times, right? Ready to go for you at all times. It'll be in here. You can download the images. You can download the wall previews. You can grab your captions, grab your descriptions, wherever you need to go. So it just sort of becomes, you know, a marketing hub of sorts, which is really exciting. And yes, you know, Art Storefront's customers, I think that's you, sorry, you're going to love the integrations that come with Copilot. You're going to love the integrations that come with Hub. And, you know, we're building this in public because ultimately we want to get as much feedback from you guys as possible about, you know, what is really working with this and like, what is it that you really want to see and what features should we prioritize next. And so I can't wait. We're working on the stability of the app. The plan is to get it in pretty much everyone's hands in December. And then we're going to cap it at 4,500 users, which is like kind of our line in the sand, which will probably be majority Art Storefront's customers. But if you get on my VIP list, I have a VIP list that's like really fun because it's like points based. And again, if you're watching on Facebook, leave me a comment, aha. If you're watching on Instagram, you can leave me a comment, aha, AHA. It's very easy to type, Art Helper AI, aha. Anyway, or you can visit arthelper.ai and you can get on the list. And if you follow my Instagram profile and follow us on YouTube, you move up the list. And as soon as like we feel like the app is stable and you guys are all having a great experience, then we're just going to keep letting rafts and rafts and rafts of you in. And I'm very curious, like, you know, all of us internally, okay, that are working on this are like, you know what people are going to want to do? They're going to want to do this. They're going to want to do that. They're going to want to do this other thing. And we're all sort of fighting. My number one thing that I want in here is I want the price your art spark. Okay. So you have this, you tell me whether or not it's an original or it's a limited edition, what the top range is. And then I'm going to have everything else in your lineup priced and visually shown off. So, okay, let's say Candace tells me this is the original. I'm pricing my originals currently at this size, $2,500. Okay, awesome. So what I will do is I will take the $2,500 and then I will go down and price everything based on markups and what it should be, including the non-wall art merchandise that I think you should offer, all the way up to what small prints look like, all the way up to metal, all the way up to canvas, all the way up to acrylic, boom, the original, and then limited editions, and then give you a visualization of that, right? And with the visualization of that, you have a much better idea of how to establish value, and then ideally have some images to download so you could show the whole thing. So that's one of the ones we want to do. We already have the Etsy stuff in here. So for those of you guys that are selling on Etsy or want to sell on Etsy, I don't love selling on Etsy, but if you are selling on Etsy, it will write the Etsy title, it will write the Etsy description, it will write the Etsy listing tags, it will write the all of it for you, and so you're ready to go sell directly on there, right? If you're going to have a sale, it will write that email. So the writing stuff is very, very easy to add. In addition, by the way, to these things, and tell me, give me your guys' feedback on this, because I want this so bad in here. Like, okay, so we're going to build out the room mockups. Okay, we're going to do a bunch of different ones. We're going to let you upload your own. We're going to have it run color theory, so it will scan the colors in the image, and then it will pick room mockups that match with that. But one of the things that I love, and I was on Scott's profile earlier. I want to just show you guys this. I want it to automatically and on the fly. Is he Wurzel? Let me just do the show and tell here, and then you guys tell me whether or not you think this is a killer feature or not, because we're not building anything in here unless you guys tell us it's awesome. Okay, so here's Scott's profile, and I was talking to him yesterday, and one of the things that he's got on here that I absolutely love is like, Art Helper should be able to take the image that you've created, and in a matter of seconds, just like it did the room mockups and the room previews. Where did he have these on here? What if it automatically created, that doesn't look very good. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. What if it automatically created these cell phone backgrounds, right? And made it so you could download the cell phone backgrounds in a couple of different sizes, and it was just ready to go. So anyone that loved that image on social media, you could say, hey, you want to get some free social media backgrounds of this? Boom, done. They can just get them right then and there and download them right from your Instagram and have them to put as cell phone backgrounds, right? And it's a cool free thing that you could do in seconds, and there would just be a section on here that says cell phone backgrounds, and you could download, a couple of different models of iPhone and a couple of different models of Android, and they could just throw your art right into a cell phone background in seconds. Like, that's a really, really cool thing to be able to do. And I should say, already in experimentation, like, you guys, the AI does a fantastic job with sculpture. Like, it knocks sculpture out of the park, zero problems. It will knock quilting out of the park. It will knock crafts of any kind out of the park. And all of it, can be saved in here and come back and work on whatever you want. So really, really excited about it. If you're seeing this on Facebook or Instagram and you want to get on my list, just leave me a comment, AHA, and I'll send you guys a direct message, either to your Instagram DMs or to Facebook Messenger if you're on Facebook. For everyone else, yeah, thanks. Sorry, I think it's a great idea too. For everyone else, just visit arthelper.ai and you can get on the list. And I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Thanks for hanging out on the stream and for all your comments. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend. Thanks, you guys.